The League of the Genuine is back. This Friday, we are continuing our discussions on technology and counterfeits. There is an issue about, is technology serving the purpose of fighting counterfeits, or technology is actually promoting counterfeits? We continue this discussion with me, your host, Fred Muwema, and we are still in the technology sector. We have found somebody who calls herself a digital entrepreneur, whatever that means, she'll be explaining. She is the Chief Operations Officer of a startup, really, a new online shop called Kwile.shop. She is called Joan Nkitende. She's been kind enough to join us here. Joan, you are welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor. This is the first time, of course, I'm interviewing somebody from an online shop. I attended your launch, which is just a few, maybe a month now or two.
Yeah, it's a month now.
So if you're a baby, you're still in your diapers.
Yeah.
But the key thing that stood out in what you are doing is your sale of goods in your shop that are free from counterfeits.
Yeah.
So the question I would like to pose is, I mean, why would you point yourselves out as we are a place that is selling goods that are genuine, that are free from counterfeit? Is there a counterfeit problem on the market?
Yes, definitely there's a counterfeit problem on the market. Africa has been considered to be a dumping place for counterfeits. Currently there's a video going around on social media showing the different counterfeit shoes. If it was Puma, it's now Mpua, something like that. Someone was making fun of that, how we have iPhone shoes. So there are so many things we're going through as Africa because of counterfeits. We have counterfeit appliances, counterfeit clothes, counterfeit hair, counterfeit everything. So for us, our reason for starting this idea or solution,
Kwile.shop.
Kwile.shop.
You can be found where? Kwile?
Kwile,
for the viewers.
www.kwile.shop.
www.kwile.shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your vision?
Our vision was to bring a counterfeit-free online shopping experience to the African home. So our focus is mostly home appliances and electronics, things that we use in the house. That's why we are focusing on home appliances.
Home appliances, electronics.
Yes.
For us who have been in this field for some time, we know that the sectors that are most affected include electronics. There are electronics worth millions of dollars that are sold every. Why would you go into an area which is already infested, which is already burdened by counterfeits, and that you say you want to supply genuine? It's hard enough for you to physically differentiate between a genuine electronic and a fake. Isn't it harder for you to actually procure an electronic online? How do you guarantee that it's going to be genuine?
The problem we have is ignorance. People just do not know that these products are available, products that are genuine. So one needs to find out how can I identify something that's fake, and how can I tell the difference between a fake and a genuine. So I have a few key pointers that someone could use. An example is, first of all, the platform that I'm buying from. Is it, what's its reputation out there in the market? What are people talking about it? Okay, if I haven't had anything.
A lot of reviews.
Yeah. If I haven't had anything, can I Google it? And I see what people are thinking about it. Have some people written on it? Has it been recognized by organizations that register companies? For example, we can easily find out who is paying tax, who is registered with PPDA. It's easy to do that. So you can search with the help of Google and find out if a company is
But you might
registered.
search and see that this person or this company was compliant, let's say in October 2021. But in November, when you're buying the product, the guys have fallen below the mark.
Yeah, that takes
In
us-
real time, when you're purchasing from Kwile.shop, how do you enable your consumer to ensure that the product is genuine? What guarantees are there?
Number one, if I look through all the products that are available, can I see a replica? If I'm buying, let's say, electric kettles, is there one that looks like a brand I saw somewhere else? If there is a doubt that this item looks like another brand that I once bought or that I once knew, if the product I want to buy is in the same place with counterfeits, then there are chances that it's a counterfeit. Number two is its price. Is it extremely low compared to what I'm usually used to or what others are selling? If it's low, it could be a fake. I mean, if the manufacturer produced these things at the same time, then why is this one lower than that of other people? Does it mean there was a less cost in acquiring this? That makes it a
Joan,
fake.
you're giving some pointers, which we do understand here
Yeah.
on the League of the Genuine, about how you can possibly tell that this could be a counterfeit, and price is one of them. But a lot of online selling is promoted around knockoffs, is promoted around Black Friday, you know, you have those discount days and so on. So somebody listening to you may not be persuaded to say that look away if the price is low, because we gravitate towards cheaper things. So how does Kwile.shop intermediate that question there between low price and then the fakes? How do you merge the two? Because now you are saying we need to do genuine, and then there's the issue of price. This price factor, how are you dealing with it
For Kwile,
to fight fakes?
Yeah, for Kwile.shop, we have a genuine returns policy. And if anyone, even if you don't shop from Kwile.shop and you go somewhere else, there has to be a return policy. That if I bought something that I think is a fake, can I bring it back to you? Or can we check it together and see if it's genuine? So Kwile, what we do is, if you're buying our item, number one, we'll give you warranty. Each of our items has a warranty.
Where do you get the warranty from? You don't manufacture the products, Joan.
So we do not source items that do not have warranty.
Oh, the warranty is from the manufacturer.
From the manufacturer.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we are also getting it, we have to make sure it has warranty, so that our customer is sort of ensured that in case of anything, they can return the item. And then also, our customer has to be able to return the item in case they don't want it, and we will.
How do you prevent
Refund
the
their
customer from returning the item because it was fake? What is the gate that you have at the point of entry onto your platform? How do you ensure that you don't have fakes on your platform?
Number one, sourcing from the official suppliers of that item. How do you know that one is an official supplier? Number one, they have a place where their items can be repaired, where their items can be exchanged. That is a service center. I can call them and tell them my TV is not working well. My TV has refused. The remote is not working the way I expect it to do. So if a supplier has that kind of service and we can give it to our customers too, then we go to that one. We never source from people who don't have service centers.
So that means you don't sell Samsung phones? Because they closed their service center. Do they have a service center now?
No, so we don't sell Samsung phones.
So
Actually, we don't sell phones.
You also will not supply me a BlackBerry, I want a new one now. You can't supply?
No, unfortunately.
So meaning that Kwile.shop may not be my answer to the electronics I want. Can you tell us the range of electronics you can supply? Because you're saying many of the popular brands are not there.
We have, I can mention a few brands, but our focus is on those that are used in the house, home appliances. Things like washing machines, cookers, flat irons, microwave ovens, refrigerators, things like that. fans,
Do you think
ACs.
in this world of counterfeits, really, I have to refer to us as a world of counterfeits because they are everywhere, from head to toe. We have fakes. Do you think that online commerce, e-commerce, is helping to fight counterfeits or is promoting counterfeits?
I believe technology is here to help us make life easy, to make commerce easier, to make trading easier. It is us who are abusing it. For example, I'm one person who is who has crossed through the generations. I've seen we used to call them record players. I've seen the radio cassette. I've seen the.
You're that old, Joan. You look very young.
It's interesting that it's a very short time, actually.
This changeover from radio cassette, where we used to look for the.
Yeah, you have to get a big pen and turn it around. Yeah.
You were there during that time?
Yes.
Wow, that should have been in the 80s or 90s?
90s.
90s?
Yeah.
To the MP3 player, you just carry the music on a flash.
Yeah, there are some things that people miss. Some people don't know that there were floppy disks. Yeah, so and then we got into the flash disks, and now I can send you a song in the air using Bluetooth or whatever technology there is. And now we are going to start using virtual reality, where someone can be in this room, attend this meeting, but they are not physically seated here.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
How is that?
If we have a device that can create a hologram of them.
So somebody will be seated here and I'll be interviewing Joan, who is not here.
Yeah. You can see their shape, but they're not physically there.
Artificial intelligence at work.
Yeah, and that is going to make life more easy, way easier than what it is now. So technology is here to help us trade better. For example, I'm looking at ways how my client will be able to view a washing machine or a cooker. They open it, check the oven, the grill, without me physically bringing it. So that's where technology is taking us. But it's unfortunate that we're abusing it. Because it's so easy to use, for example, students right now, those who are wise, have started businesses. They are selling, let's say, jewelry, t-shirts, shoes, without having the actual items. They go to the shopkeeper, tell them, can I sell items for you? Can I sell your t-shirts for you? The shopkeeper says yes, so I take photos, put on my Facebook, and buyers start coming without me having to have that stock. So many have used this flexibility to cheat, because you cannot verify the quality of those t-shirts without getting them yet. People are now stealing from others. For me, if you take my money without giving me what I really want, that is stealing from me. If you give me a t-shirt that you say is cotton and yet it's polyester, I will complain.
So don't you think that you guys who are making it easy for us to buy and to get these goods, you are helping fake goods to reach us? Because there is a lot of information that there's a big challenge of counterfeits on the big platforms, the Amazons of this world, Taobao, all these guys. Even Jumia, there are some issues, some products sometimes that might have questionable performance or functionality. So don't you think in a way you are like the car? You helped us to move, you improved locomotion. I can move very quickly from point A to point B. But at the same time, more people are dying because of motor accidents. 3 or 4 million people a year will die. So the argument always is this a good thing that we automated our travel if we have to lose 3 million people a year, or is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing that it's easier to sell and in the process fakes come through, or should we stay with the restrictions and limitations we had so that it's harder for me to get the product, but I'm sure I'll get a genuine? When you balance the two,
I think it's an issue of education. If we educate each other, and I believe that's why the anti-counterfeit network is here. If we educate each other and tell our viewers and our consumers that technology is good depending on how you use it, and it's bad depending on how you use it. For example, right now our children are studying using the internet. They're having online school. But there are some parents who are saying, I'm not going to give my children access to internet because they will watch pornography, or they will spend a lot of time watching music videos and
watch
playing
horror
games.
movies
Yes.
and killing and all those things.
Yes, but they need to study. So it's all about how you educate yourself and how you use the
We need to take a break. We are talking to Joan Nkitende, the Chief Operations Officer of Kwile.shop.com. It's an online shop, deals only in counterfeit products. When we return, we shall be asking Joan whether Uganda has an enabling e-commerce business environment, ecosystem. We shall be asking her as well about the cost of internet and broadband, how that affects the e-commerce that she is trying to promote in the country. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the second segment of our discussion with Joan Nkitende, the Chief Operations Officer of Kwile.shop.
Yes.
An online store that sells only genuine products, counterfeit free. I don't know why the rest of the online shops do not make such a declaration. Is it because it's so difficult to guarantee that I'll only sell the genuine products? But before we broke off, I was posing a question about the cost of internet, because this is web enabled, it operates with internet. We know that in Uganda, beginning this financial year, the government imposed a 12% tax on data packages. And some commentators say that this brings the total cost on internet use to 30% if you also factor in VAT of 18%. So how is the cost of broadband, the cost of internet affecting the sale and distribution of genuine products on Kwile.shop? Is it a big issue? Is it not an issue?
For Kwile.shop, it's not a big issue, really, because we are fortunate that these telecom companies have created bundles that support the entrepreneur. They have working from home bundles, packages. They have night bundles. So they've created little packages. Yes, they take some money, but they've created packages to support the entrepreneur. Yeah, so somehow...
So don't you think that as Kwile.shop, because you are an high-end user platform, you don't have peasants on your platform? I mean, somebody who will buy a washing machine, an electric kettle, must be in a certain bracket. So because you're dealing with people who can afford, probably they do not feel the impact of the tax on internet. But I'm sure you at Kwile.shop, you've had an outcry in the public saying that you should not be taxing the internet if you want to grow the digital economy, if you want more use of online services. It does not show a policy of readiness to embrace this technology. What's your comment on that?
I would like to disagree, because I have a grandmother who is currently on WhatsApp. Yes, it can be
Your
a bit...
grandmother could be 50 years.
It can be a bit expensive for her, but the grandchild can buy them internet. the child can buy them internet. So it is supporting the tax authorities, but it's also not a big pinch to people who are using internet. For example, if I want to buy something from Kwile, number one, I need to know what I need. Okay, I need to make my cooking faster. www.Kwile.shop, cookers. I type in cookers and search. It won't take me more than 15 minutes to order for what I want, unless I'm failing to make a decision, which is a very hard thing to do, to have, a very difficult situation to be in on Kwile.shop, because it's the user interface is to help the person be able to choose what they want quickly. So internet is now making life more accessible online. I can shop easier online. It might seem expensive in the long run, but if I want to shop, I can't shop for more than 30 minutes. So
okay,
I won't feel
but
the
don't you
impact.
agree that maybe there should be a push to make the internet as cheap as possible? Maybe even some people think it's a right now, so maybe even it should be free. Shouldn't that be the thing that should push more and more people to go online, to learn, to trade?
Actually, one thing I should point out is the time when we were restricted from accessing Facebook. That affected online shopping so much. So it made it more expensive, people having to buy VPNs, those who use them. Kwile.shop had to find other platforms to use because we couldn't use VPNs.
So what were you using?
We had to use other platforms like Twitter, selling on Twitter.
But which also restricted your accessibility?
Our reach,
were you
yes.
still doing brisk business when you're restricted to Twitter?
Yes, we were still trading. So it's fortunate that for us we have a website, so people can still Google us and go to the website. But there were other, if I'm to speak objective or generally, the student who is selling clothes, second-hand clothes, couldn't sell. They had to sell through WhatsApp, which is more difficult. Facebook reaches a wider range of people. So that made it more difficult, and now we are just slowly trying to pick up to sell on Facebook. Yeah.
And the economy will be opening soon. The argument that if you tax the internet, then you encourage fake data also. There are fake bundles, you know,
Yes.
people steal from here. And what do you say to that? And how do you ensure that maybe you don't have fake, this kind of fakes being used on your platform? Would you even be able to tell that somebody is using fake bundles or fake data? Because they exist.
We wouldn't. But what we can tell is if someone is using a VPN, we can tell that this the location of our customers. So we might not know the details in your house, we might not know the details of where you stay, your physical address, but we will know that you're contacting us from Uganda. So if you're Ugandan and your address, your location is showing, let's say, Kazakhstan, we will have question marks. We'll know that maybe this one is using a VPN.
Is Kwile.shop encouraging consumers or producers in the digital economy?
We are doing both. We want our suppliers, the producers, to be able to give out these genuine products to the customer, and we also want the customer to consume products that are genuine. So we try to bring them to the customer. That's what we are trying to do, to be the middleman between what's genuine.
But are they,
and the
when I
customer.
ask, are you encouraging producers? I'm not talking of foreign brands, for example. Are you in the spirit of promoting Uganda or Africa? Are you encouraging producers of Ugandan products to go online and sell, or you're just dealing in these foreign brands?
Well, if we find a genuine product made in Uganda, we will definitely sell it. But so far we've not found anything. But the closest is we have a brand that is assembled here. So that's the closest that we have to Ugandan brands.
So what's your pitch now to Ugandan brands that are listening? why should they come to Kwile.shop?
If they produce something genuine, something that will not, that is up to international standard, we will definitely sell it for them. By that I mean durability, it has warranty, and if it has an issue, I can bring it back and repair it for me. Why not?
So you're encouraging them to be authentic, to be up to standard,
yes,
in order to come to Kwile.shop.
Yes.
Any of these local brands that are not willing to up their game, this is not a place for them.
No.
How is consumer trust a factor in e-commerce? Because it is hard enough if you can be duped when you go and physically buy from somebody and they give you a fake thing. How easy is it to build trust that what I'm buying is genuine if I have to do it online? So how is this trust thing? How do people come to trust that yes, what you're selling is genuine? Consumer trust.
First of all, it's sad that most people do not know that most of us who are selling online greatly rely on their views, on their opinions. So when they find something, that's not genuine, most people keep quiet, or they speak within themselves, or just post on their social media. But if you air it out on a platform, let's say if you contact UNBS and you say these people are not selling something genuine, it will push us who are selling online to up our game. So for us, what we are doing is number one, there has to be a face behind the e-commerce site. There has to be a person behind it, someone I can relate to. So
somebody interfaces with that.
Yeah, we at Kwile.shop, we want to give you that experience you get at a grocery store. When you go to the person and you say, "Ha, madam, onsalirako, can you give me a discount?" So we want to give that. That's why Kwile.shop not only gives you their website, we don't give you only our website, but we give you a phone number so that you have that one-on-one
that engagement
connection, that engagement. So that's one way that we try to curb selling of counterfeits, so that you get to know who you're speaking to. You're not just buying from a robot on the internet. Yeah, so it's a way for us, for the customer to verify us, and that builds trust. And we also get to trust them. We have had instances of people coming and claiming that they've ordered for something and paid. But when we look through our system, it says, no, there's no payment that has come from that particular person. So that's why we try to have engagement.
And then also, how do you, because you have a return policy, how do you ensure that the product that is returned is yours, that somebody has not exchanged and maybe brought back a fake version of that product? How do you ensure that you're not duped?
Every product has a model number or a serial number. So when we are selling to someone a product, we give them a receipt. And that receipt indicates every particular detail of the item. We have those details, and our supplier has those details. So the serial number of the item cannot be changed. So that's one way that we look at it, of looking at it. And the other way is we inspect the product before giving it to you, so we know how it looked like when it was sent out. So when you bring it back, in case it's in good condition, and you say that I haven't touched it, you have to take it back. It's not what I ordered for, something like that. We know what it looked like before it went, in addition to the serial number.
How do you do your deliveries? I've ordered from Kwile.shop. How do you deliver? Why I'm asking this is because you've seen a lot of videos online where some border guy has been sent to deliver some rice, and then they'll do a small hole in the rice and take off a cup. How is this avoided at Kwile.shop?
The packaging of the item has to be safe. It has to be strong. So we work with the suppliers to give us something that is well packaged. It's not going to be affected by water.
So you don't send your stuff in Buvera, which can be pricked and stuff gets out. So you incur a cost on
on
A
the
box.
the box is supplied by the is given to us by the supplier.
And it cannot be opened.
Yeah, we open it to check the condition of the item, but when we are sending it out, it has to be safe. It has to be strong. It has to be safe for the weather. Things like that.
I've heard there is some app called Safe Border. Is Safe Border safe? Do you use it?
I've used it before, and I think the fact that the riders are educated, that's what makes it safe.
So there isn't any of these funny behaviors on stealing the stuff. When we come back, we need to take a break. When we come back, we shall be talking about fake personalities, fake communities online. Joan will be telling us whether technology is actually doing more harm than good in creating fakeness, especially in the ladies. What somebody looks like and appears online is different when you actually get to meet them. When we return back with Joan and Nkitende, we shall continue the discussion then. Welcome back to the last and final segment of our League of the Genuine discussions. With me, your host, Fred Muwema. We continue and finalize our discussion with Joan and Nkitende from Kwile.shop. Why Kwile? Meaning for real?
The word Kwile means truth. It means for sure. Yeah, it's something you can trust.
You're sure about the delivery. There's a point you wanted to, before we go into women and this technology and all these issues. You're talking about your delivery.
Yes, I was still talking about our delivery. One of the ways that, something that we do to reduce the cases of counterfeit. So when our delivery person goes to, let's say, I want them to deliver to Nakawa. If they arrive at Nakawa, I'm the customer, the delivery person and I have to open the item, check it out. Is it working? Is it what I ordered for? And then I can release the delivery person. So our delivery people are, first of all, trained technically to set up this.
Is it working, Joan? Is it practical that you deliver a washing machine and at that time I have got to run it and put some clothes and see if it is working? A couple of minutes, the border guy will be waiting. Is it realistic that you can check everything if it's working? Or are you only going to check whether it conforms to the delivery note? Is this the batch number? Is this the brand? Are these the specifications? Might you test run it? Is it possible?
Yes, we do test. We actually set it up and make it ready for use.
Oh, you set
we
it
go
up.
we go beyond checking the serial number and all that. The delivery person will come with a plumber or the electrician to set up the item if he is not able to do that. But we do not hire border people. We use in-house people to do that work of delivery. So that means we don't have to worry about someone waiting. They will actually do the work for you of setting up the item, and then they will
make sure it's working.
Yeah.
Now, Joan, this issue of women and technology and communication and Snapchat and pictures, the youth have embraced technology and it has its positives in many ways. You know, there is TikTok, there is all these things, and then there is selfies. Women and selfies, what is it? Is it that you're looking for reassurance and taking all these pictures and posting, today I look like this, and then you get this number of likes and your mood gets affected by few likes if it's not the same as yesterday? don't you think that we are having an artificial fake community being built online that is actually promoting this subculture of faking and counterfeits that we have from the products to personalities now?
Actually, it's because of the pressure that's coming from the quick transition of technology. I told you about how I've been able to see the gramophones. I think they're called gramophones. So it's about a period of 30 years. Someone has
that everything has changed.
Yeah, things have changed. So that is 30 years, but now it's even moving faster. So I have the pressure of making sure my hair looks like that of Beyonce. I have the pressure of, there's this pressure that I have to keep up with the trends, not only as a consumer, but also as an individual. So that's what's pushing us to fake things.
Yeah, but don't you think fake characters, somebody posts something on Snapchat to make sure that they have a good look, and they will even do editing of that picture. Somebody changes the shape of their lips and maybe their nose. But in reality, when you meet them, they are totally different. You get a fake version.
I have a friend recently, I was trying to, on the side, I do design and print t-shirts. So she ordered for a t-shirt from me, and I was sure I had her size because I've done t-shirts for her for a long time. So I was very sure. I told her, yes, I know your size. She said, no. I told her, yes, I've seen your most recent photo. She said, no. Which part of the photo did you see? Because I've edited it. I've edited all my photos. You might not be sure. So
she edited to become slimmer, or?
To become slimmer, because she told me I'm actually 2 sizes more than what that recent photo that you saw.
Oh.
So it's really interesting. So as a business person,
as a woman now, as a woman, tell us. So do you blame men now who say the women are becoming fake, more and more fake? Because you're the guys who take to editing these photos most. Yeah. First of all, why are you editing? Why do you think they are editing? They are trying to do what? To achieve what?
No, the guys like it. The guys also
like it. The real version or the edited one?
The edited one. They like it.
I thought the guys eventually like to meet that person who is online.
Yeah.
Do they stop at seeing somebody optical nutrition? Because you'll get to meet the person physically, and it backfires, I think. But why is it that this generation has taken more to that false impressions that are being created? Don't you actually think that is even creating a lot of anxiety, maybe even depression and stress?
Yeah. I've had stories of teenagers committing suicide because they don't have enough likes. So it has really, really, really affected our society. We are trying to pick up cultures from different places. We as Africans were brought up in a different way, and now we are picking up cultures that we are seeing online, and it's affecting us really.
Yeah, but don't you feel in a way maybe Kwile.shop is promoting this online culture? Because now you're also telling us to go online. When I go to Kwile.shop, I'm not restricted to checking other apps and other websites and so on. So you're taking us online, and that's where we're finding these things. You're finding edited noses and faces and hair, and it's causing a problem.
Well, the internet is good depending on how you use it. Yeah, so we have to move on. We can't stay behind. We have to move on, and now our children are studying online. We can't say that because people are editing, the teachers are editing their lips, that we should leave our children behind. We have to move on. The world is evolving quickly. So
how do we promote a more responsible use of the internet to stop the fake news, the fake pictures, the fake eyes, the fake looks, fake sizes?
We should have more conversations like this so that people know the dangers, first of all, of using the internet negatively. If I'm an e-commerce company, I shouldn't be selling fake things out there because they are putting the lives of my customers in danger. If I sell to them a fake flat iron because they're not going to come and check for it, It's
We had a show on flat irons, and I was surprised at how popular brands like Philips have people playing around with their products, and the shape, the feel of, the look of the thing. In our days, if it's a Philips, it's a Philips. Now your generation, you don't know whether it's a Philips, whether it's a fake. What do we learn from this? And this is electronics. This is where you are really. Don't you feel that your business needs to do more in this area? Are you working with the brands to make sure that they help us differentiate between the genuine and the fake? They help us to ensure that we get the anti-counterfeit products?
Yeah, actually, it's a very enormous responsibility that we have. So we are doing what we can to educate our customers on differentiating the genuine from what's not genuine. We are trying really through the small means that we have, like our social media platforms and conversations like this. But for the customer out there, someone might say that for me, I don't care whether it's counterfeit or not. It's what my money can buy, and if it does the job. If it's a flat iron, I'm going to iron my shirt and go to work. That's all I need it for. They are not looking at the dangers it's going to bring them. That flat iron might explode. That flat iron might bring a short circuit in your electric
Or it might
wiring.
release some chemical stuff that you inhale, and
yeah, and your expensive shirts are on on the verge of being burnt. So we need to look at the dangers of having a counterfeit item and keep educating our viewers and our customers out there.
technology
So
has
the
made
conversation should go on.
technology has made business easy, but it has also provided opportunity for scammers. So like somebody, you talked about education. You have so many people setting up websites and saying this is Harvard or whatever university it is, and we're going to have scholarships, but to register you need to pay $50 or $100. So you go there in your hundreds to pay. The guy walks off with $100,000. Such scammers. So this technology thing and faking and counterfeits, I think more responsibility must go towards the innovators, the guys who are actually creating this technology. Don't you feel they have some responsibility to the misuse? It's more like somebody invented the gun. The gun can be used to provide peace and security. The gun can also be misused. Isn't there a responsibility for there to be restriction on the access and use of this technology? You should not be able to, you cannot just get a gun. There are conditions for use and application of the gun. Shouldn't we as well limit the access of scammers to this technology?
Actually, we were talking with my colleague at work, and we realized that there are very few policies that protect the consumer on e-commerce, or even the e-commerce business person. We find that these our businesses are registered just like any other brick and mortar shop. We have to have a trading license, we have to have a box number, we have to have all these things that a physical shop needs. But in reality, we don't exist in a physical world. We are on the
So you can't be
internet.
regulated easily, you can't be monitored.
Yeah, so if I don't like to say this, but the government should come up with the regulations for online businesses too. Yeah. So
Because they can be a conduit.
Actually, there's an instance. One time I wanted to go to Kenya for a short course, and so I register online. And I pay the tuition. I was paying. The company I was working with was paying for me. So in total, we spent about 7 million for me to get to Kenya to do this course. But when I get to Nairobi, the course doesn't exist. The university exists, but the course is not there.
So what happened? You are dealing with a hacker or what?
Yes, someone had hacked into their system, created this set of courses for that particular time, and was collecting tuition as the as the university, but the university was not aware. So when I informed them of that, their way of rewarding me was to get me a lecturer to lecture me for that
In the
particular
non-existent course?
Yes, they lectured me as a way of
First of all, Joan, tell us the university and the course you applied for.
So it's a short course. It's called Driving Digital Marketing. I took it at Kenya Institute of Management, KIM, Kenya Institute of Management. So it was supposed to be a 2-week course. I did it.
Which year was this?
That is 2015.
2015?
Yeah.
And you paid how much?
I don't remember the actual amount, but the total bill was 7 million. Because,
so about $2,000?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of money, and I only studied for 1 day. The rest of the money, I had to use it for my own benefit.
And you're still promoting e-learning and e-commerce, and
well,
you still think the dangers do not outweigh the advantages? Because here you are, and many other people could have been duped and cheated. How many learners are duped and cheated in e-learning that way?
Yeah, so the point I was trying to bring out is that we need to do due diligence whenever we are transacting online. So what helped that time is when I contacted the university, they to protect their brand, they decided to work on that. So they sent out messages and said,
there are scammers around.
Yeah, there are scammers going out in our name and things like that, and also protected their. There are some details that they had to protect, to take out from the public.
So right there, you're talking about e-payments. Mobile money payments in the country have grown exponentially in the last 6-7 years. Maybe it has grown by 150%, okay? Because we're doing a lot of transactions now. How do you avoid fraudulent payments on Kwile.shop?
Number one.
Because there are many. Some guy will create a fictitious account and then create some virtual money and say, I have paid, deliver. How do you avoid that? Because big companies, banks are facing it. A lot of fakes are going on. I know of one big bank that is facing issues with, I think the system acted up and a lot of money, was flying around through the agents. Billions are being lost. How does a startup like Kwile.shop avoid somebody creating fictitious accounts and fictitious payments and saying, I'm taking delivery?
Yeah, we've had many attempts, but fortunately, we are still able to have a conversation with our bankers before we...
It's because you're small. Imagine you're doing 1,000 transactions a day.
That is quite difficult. But for us, until that amount of money that is being claimed to have been paid, until it reflects on our account, we do not give out the product. So far, that is our safety measure.
We can give you air. It can reflect that you are paid, and eventually it is not showing. Okay, your experience with counterfeits at a personal level?
At a personal level, this morning, I was... so I wasn't staying at my home, so I had to buy soap from a convenience store. These stores that are at petrol stations. So I pick up a soap made in Uganda. Is it okay to mention the name?
Yeah, why not? You can't fight fakes without disclosing.
So it's from Movit. It's called Safeguard. It really smells like Ditto, the orange Ditto. It smells like it. So, and then the color is also the same. They've changed the shape a bit because I saw Skin Guard has some ridges on it, but Ditto doesn't. But the color and the scent is the same.
So you buy a product called what? What is the name?
Skin Guard.
Skin Guard.
Yeah.
And so what was the problem?
So I'm using...
How did you tell it has an issue?
I'm using it and it's giving off a color. Why is everything orange? Everything I'm touching is orange. Ditto doesn't do that. Even there used to be an orange Protex, it wouldn't do that. So I realized this must be a fake. I don't know if it's really protecting me from the germs I'm trying to fight. If it's just giving off this color, it is staining everything.
And staining your clothes actually?
Yeah. And
when you wash, the color remains?
I haven't really put it in a cloth. No, yes. the color remains, because I tried to wash the first towel, it still had orange patches on it. So,
but now you see,
Yeah.
that's your experience. For you,
Yeah.
you are a big person. You are a C.O.O. of Kwile.shop. One of the biggest drivers of counterfeiting is failure to take action, to enforce, to report. Do you intend to report this to Movit and say, look, there's a product here, can you explain? Because then it will go unchecked.
it will go unchecked. Well, personally, I have that habit of going to the manufacturer if I have access and tell them. I make a phone call. This thing was taught to me by my dad before, when Procter & Allen was making cornflakes. There's a time we tested cornflakes and they were not the original taste that the cornflakes were. Actually, from that time we moved to Kellogg's. So he taught me that, and I do it. I go to the manufacturer, give them a call and tell them this issue has a problem.
We have to close, Joan. Your message to viewers, to shoppers on Kwile.shop, to shoppers anywhere else, those who buy even physically in real time. What's your message to them about counterfeits? Because we have a challenge convincing people that this is a big problem. What can you tell them in 30 seconds?
All right. Counterfeits are out there and they're not about to get finished, but you can protect yourself by doing due diligence. Take the time. Remember that the way we go to a shop and you look at a product and scrutinize it and see if it's working, you can also do the same online by checking the vendor, this person who is selling to you, what is their name, what are the reviews behind, the reviews along their platform, the products.
If there are negative reviews, pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention. If there are so many reviews at the same time and then they stop, pay attention to that. And then also the products they are selling, if they are mixed up, genuine and not genuine, trade with caution. And then the other thing is it starts with you. If you're not counterfeit, it makes the world a better place. So if you also try not to sell counterfeit items, it makes the world a better place.
To the youth who live online, nice picture, nice look, what is the move we should be making? We need to be real.
To the youth,
Can we be online and be real?
yes, you can be online and be real. If you try to fake it, it doesn't really count. You know, in the end, you become old and you realize that why was I faking all these things? It was better to live my own life and, you know, and enjoy it the way it is, the way God created it. So, yeah, be real.
That is Joan Nkitende, the Chief Operations Officer of Kwile.shop. I don't know why I call it Kwile.com. Kwile.shop, an online shop that sells or deals only in genuine products. So you can see the connection there with the League of the Genuine, because we also do promote and encourage you to consume genuine products. That has been a conversation in our continuation of the series of technology and counterfeits. We shall be continuing further in this subject because it's so broad and wide. We would like to thank our online community, those who engage with us, those who give us feedback, those who listen in, those who like, put notification for reminders, those who share. This program is an important program, the only program on the planet that educates you, that creates awareness about this big pandemic, this big problem of counterfeits. So until the next episode, we leave as always by asking you not to be fake, to always buy and sell genuine.